Okay, TTS Daily Monday with me, Yi. First up, the Taiwanese man who cut up his own passport at a live stream, followed by an update on this Japanese bullying case that led to one employee unaliving herself. And then, in Singapore, a false ceiling collapse in Orchard. Yup, that's news. Followed by an update on the fraudulent caller that might be a serial caller pretending to be a SAF personnel making bulk scam orders. Lastly, vape pods may contain more than just intermediate, as we find out from this last story of the day that we find out in Singapore. Let's kick things off. This man might be the first person to cut up a passport on a live stream, or I might be totally wrong. Anyway, Mr. Ying operates a Xiaohongshu account, little red book under the name Taiwanese Patriotic Youth, Long Live China. He has 9,000 over followers, and his profile describes him as a Taiwanese Chinese born for cross-strait reunification. On September 8, 2025, during a live stream, he actually used scissors to cut up his Taiwanese passport live, okay? He then claimed to be the first Taiwanese with the courage to do so, and while cutting his passport, he shouted, "I love China," displaying his mainland Chinese ID, and stated that he would just use his Chinese passport to return Taiwan. Many days later, on September 13, the Taiwan Mainland Affairs Council (MAC) announced that yes, it's true. After checking, they verified that Mr. Ying actually has already a mainland Chinese ID card and passport, so they will be proceeding to cancel his Taiwanese ID and passport. And they made one note. Mr. Ying actually fled Taiwan in 2021 because he was implicated in fraud, and also that even though they are cancelling his Taiwanese ID and passport, that doesn't exempt him from legal consequences of being implicated in this fraud. Satomi was only 23 years old when she joined Liat Corporation, and her sister described her as hardworking and dedicated. However, a verbal harassment bullying case caused her to unalive herself. Satomi joined Tokyo-based cosmetics manufacturer Liat in April 2021, and more than half a year later, in December 2021, she was summoned to a meeting with the company president, Mitsuru Sakai, who actually reprimanded her for visiting a client without approval. Sakai then called Satomi a stray dog. The next day after the meeting, Sakai told Satomi that a weaker dog barks louder. Not familiar with this idiom, first time listening to it. 1 month later, in January 2022, Satomi was diagnosed with depression and took a leave of absence. More than half a year later, in August 2022, Satomi sadly attempted to unalive herself, which resulted in her being unconscious. And this state of unconsciousness continued all the way until October 2023, more than a year later, where she finally passed away while being unconscious at the age of 25. During this period while she was unconscious, Satomi's parents actually sued the company's president, Mitsuru Sakai, and the company Liat Corporation for damages. The following year, at May 2024, Tokyo's Labour Standards Inspection Office determined a causal link between the company's president Sakai's verbal harassment, Satomi's depression, and her death, classifying it as a work-related accident. And now, just only September 9, 2025, the Tokyo court has ruled that the company Liat must acknowledge Sakai's harassment caused Satomi's death and ordered Sakai's resignation. So the company president must resign, and the court has also mandated preventive measures including revised harassment rules, management employee training, and an external consultation hotline. 2 days later, September 11, 2025, at a family press conference, Satomi's relatives has revealed Sakai and Liat has agreed to pay 150 million Japanese yen, which is around 1 million USD in compensation. Liat also issued an apology to Satomi and her family and promised they will commit to systemic improvements. Our prayers, thoughts, and condolences to Satomi, her family, and her loved ones. False ceiling collapse in Singapore. This made news. Yup. So this incident took place outside the outside area of an acai shop at Liat Towers Orchard Road, besides the 24-hour Starbucks, in case if you really must know, even though we have a lot of viewers from outside Singapore. Yep, it happened on September 12, 2025, Friday between 3:40 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eyewitnesses say they heard a loud thud, and then suddenly everything happened all at once and the false ceiling outside the shop just collapsed like that. And apparently there were a bunch of people trapped there, and like 10 of people or what came together to lift up the false ceiling so that people underneath could get out safely. And I think there was also a pregnant lady there who managed to dodge the collapsed ceiling, but in doing so she fell to the floor but was also still trapped below, But at least she wasn't hit by the impact of it falling downwards, it seems. But there were also individuals, like three affected individuals who were transported to hospital, 2 to SGH, Singapore General Hospital, 1 to KK Women's and Children Hospital. Firefighters and police arrived at the scene within minutes of the collapse. Most importantly, by 9:50 p.m, the BCA, which is the Building and Construction Authority of Singapore, has issued a statement confirming the building, Liat Tower's structural integrity was unaffected and that collapse might be due to improper installation of the suspended ceiling. That's very interesting, and we also have no further context on how long has this suspended ceiling been installed there. Okay, and then if you want further context, the next night, Saturday, September 13, I actually walked past Liat Towers unintentionally and I saw the Acai store not open. I didn't see any collapsed ceiling there. Saw the Starbucks 24 hours still pretty full and I continued moving forward. Next. We might have a serial fraudulent caller that specializes in bulk scam orders on the loose in Singapore. Okay, so apparently, after covering the story on the, the briyani stall that got a fake bulk order of 150 chicken and mutton briyani that have to be paired with a special order customized with a mineral bottle. Now we have further more news that on Kiki Florist on September 8 actually received an order for 150 small bouquets and 4 extra large ones. So you notice this person, he likes to make the orders a bit customized, add on a special request. The briyani stall was every briyani has to come with a mineral water. This one has 4 extra large ones, so a bit weird, right? But anyway, the florist prepared the order and it was unclaimed, and they say the order, because it was uncollected, resulted over 1,000 Singapore dollars lost, but the total order was around 2,200 Singapore dollars. Next up, on September 13 now, a bakery on Deska Road, Breditation Bakery, actually posted on Instagram saying that they also received a 2,000 Singapore dollars bulk order. Take note, all 3 stories involves a person that claims to be an SCF personnel from the Bedok camp. Yeah. So take note of that, okay? So once again, this bakery prepares all the bread, the customer, the fraudulent caller fails to show up. So, yep, all that food might have gone to waste. Just curious, why didn't the florist and the bakery try the FB method of the briyani store, going onto briyani or social media asking for help, please help to clear this? Or maybe they did, but we don't know. We have no context here. If anybody knows, let us know. Anyway, take note, the MINDEF, Ministry of Defense, has issued public warnings via Facebook about this. Recently there's people going around pretending to be from SAF and then ordering bulk orders, fraudulent bulk orders. So be careful. The easiest way, just ask for a deposit, okay? I think anything above 3 to 500, you should just ask for a deposit, okay? Hopefully that keeps you safe, hopefully. It's a good thing that vaping is banned outright in Singapore from the get-go. As this story shows, intermediate isn't the only thing that we should worry about in vape pods. This is your last story of the day. Follow us for more. Hating Chitty Hero Ivan, 35-year-old American citizen, was just charged in Singapore court on September 15, 2025 with 6 substance-related offences. So on April 16, 2025, around 5:50 p.m, Ivan was at a unit in Marina 1 residence where authorities discovered items in his possession. He allegedly possessed or attempted to possess vape devices. Okay, this wording is a bit tricky. So allegedly he possessed 1 vape device that contained Class A controlled substance. And then he also attempted to acquire 8 other vape devices that contain Class A controlled substances. Remember, intermediate has just been reclassified as Class C in Singapore, but Ivan was found with Class A vape devices. And so now vape pods, the dangers of them is not just intermediate. Anything could be in there. Anything dangerous could be in there. Okay, and urine tests also indicated that Ivan has consumed such related substances on or before April 16, 2025. He was also found in possession of some chocolates which also contain this Class A controlled substance. I can't even say the name out. As best as I can tell you, it sounds like this idiom, you know, like the idiom that says, go and touch some grass. That's all I can say, okay? Take note that possession or attempted possession of Class A controlled substances in any device or form like chocolate, each charge is like up to 10 years jail, fine up to 20,000 Singapore dollars or both. And for the consumption of specified substances is 1 to 10 years jail, fine up to 20,000 Singapore dollars or both. The case is adjourned for hearing in October 2025 with bail set at 15,000 Singapore dollars for the US citizen. We'll keep you up to date on this case.